Hey, my name is Igor, I'm a full-time software engineer, and in my spare time I'm building a startup from scratch. The idea is a high-performance URL shortener with a minimalistic, clean and modern UI. My goal is document the entire process, from drawing boxes on the whiteboard to writing actual code, dealing with trade-offs, bugs, and all those moments where things don't go as planned. So if you're into engineering, you're in the right place. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and hope you enjoy it. Hey, welcome back. It's week 4. So last week for me personally was the hardest technical part of this project. I finished setting up security for my backend, and obviously I need to get it done on the front end as well. And previously I created only dummy UIs only, mostly to have some kind of visualization on the data. And now it's time to have a proper front end, the one that I will be working with for existing features and upcoming ones. So I'm a backend developer and I know very little about UI and UX design. So I needed to find some kind of source of inspiration. And as you may know, my daily driver is IntelliJ IDEA, one of JetBrains' products. And late last year, they finally released a theme that looks way modern than it was before. They call it Islands theme. And then I thought maybe I could use something like that. I really like this separation and I really like this rounded corners. There is something magical about this radius. It just feels more friendly. So I needed to come up with some layout for my dashboard, and island-ish separation for sections on the dashboard should probably look nice. And also I tried to find other dashboards that I could get my inspiration from. And I thought that maybe if I combine all those all together, that would look nice. And this is exactly what I tried to do yesterday. So this is what happens when backend engineer try to be a designer as well. And I'm not sure if I like it 100%. It's kinda okayish and ugly at the same time. But fortunately for me, there is a great way to improve this dashboard. So the tool is called Stitch, made by Google, and it basically helps you to improve your rough ideas, sketches, and transform that into UI designs that can be used for both mobile and web applications. And here is what it looks like. You can upload your sketches or even website URLs with the design reference, and it will generate pages and try to make design consistent. Here you can see I went through a lot of iterations and most of those were removed. So here is my initial design that I designed in Photoshop. Yeah, it's a very professional tool for designers, I know. And I asked Stitch to generate all the possible screens for my dashboard, including login screen. I didn't provide any specifics. For example, it still assumes that I will be using username and password login, which I won't. And here is the dashboard and links page. And even if you compare these two, the design is kind of similar, but it's different. At least it gives me some kind of idea on what I want to have as a final result. And I can combine all these ideas in a single dashboard. So here is Analytics tab for tags and settings. Then I asked it to make sure that all the sections are separated like islands, and for some reason it gave me name Links Island. Yeah, and most of those are ugly, but again I can try to get different parts from each of those and make my dashboard look exactly like I want. And after a few more iterations, I started to think that separating top bar from the main content is not the greatest idea, and I don't really like it anymore. And this is what I asked to do it next. I asked it to combine top bar and main content section, and this looks way cleaner. Also for the links page, I want it to be super compact. I don't want to have a lot of information going on this page. And I really like the way it put the short link into a badge. I think I would reuse it. This is another example where I have total click count for each link. I think that's useful to have that. And for more detailed analytics, we can always go to Analytics tab and see the breakdown by country and the device. And if we get back to these two mockups, I like a combination of two of those because here I like the way current page is highlighted, but on this sidebar it feels like too much because there is one accent button on the top right, and having another one here on the sidebar feels a little bit more distracting. Another cool thing about this tool is that you can toggle the mobile view and you have a rough idea on what the mobile layout would look like. So what I'm gonna do next is I think I'm gonna choose the dashboard on the right, this one, and there was a way to view a code. Google Stitch generates HTML with the Tailwind CSS and JavaScript for every mockup. I'm gonna copy that one and fit it to anti-gravity and try to generate Next.js project based on this HTML code. And then to improve this design, I will make a screenshots of each of the elements that I like the way they look and fit it on the top of my HTML code. Alright, so our vibe coding session has ended, and to be honest, I'm kinda scared to check what Gemini generated in terms of code, but at the same time it is fascinating what was possible to achieve in a single session. So as I mentioned previously, I gave Gemini a bit of context of how my backend looks like, and that was easily possible by adding a Swagger dependency to my Spring Boot application, and just by adding a single dependency in my Gradle.build. Now it's possible to have beautiful API documentation like this, where you can even make requests and have an example of the content itself that you need to put in the request bodies. And if we go to the API doc, there is a well-structured open API specification that I can copy-paste into Gemini. And that's what I did. And now we finally have a dashboard that I will be working with. I will be improving it, but that's the very solid foundation. For now, I hard-coded my access token in the front-end application, but I know that some people in comments are very interested in setting up authentication and authorization between backend and front-end, and I promise I didn't forget about you. And when I say promise, I mean pinky promise. So in the next episode, I will be definitely working on the second part of the security, and we will finally complete the login system for the application. So at this point, there is only one page that is functional. The others are mocked, but links one fetches the actual information from the backend. The icon in the each link entry and the tags are randomly generated by frontend. That would be one of the next features that I want to implement. So if I refresh page a couple of times, you can see the icons are changing, the tags are changing, and we can create short URL. And there is a shortcut for creation of short URL, something that I really enjoy using on website that has this feature. I would say I feel like a bit more productive when I'm using those, but I don't know if that's true. So basically, if I press C, I can create URL. For now, title suggestion is triggered manually, but I think in the future I will automate it like I did previously. And there you have it, the link was generated. And to make every link entry a bit less cluttered, I thought that it would be nice to show only the domain name for the original URL. And when I hover over it, I would see the original URL in the tooltip. So this is how it works for each URL. And this is for a bit longer. Yeah, I think that's just a nice touch to it. And of course, if I click on the copy, I have a visual feedback that I copied that. And here, if I want to edit those, I can easily do that. I can edit the original URL, edit title, or I can delete it. So yeah, I think that's a great start. And I'm really happy with the design overall. Of course, I will be changing some things here and there, but I think it looks great, and most importantly have this minimalistic feeling in it. I'm also thinking maybe I'll replace these icons with the actual icon of the website itself, so you could even faster find the link that you're looking for. Or maybe I'll add that as an option where users could use either the link from the website or the icon that the service provides. So yeah, that's all for now, and I see you guys in the next one.